Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Morning Jay, how's it going? So we have got the gappers. Among the gappers guys, we have Vvos. This is the only one I'm thinking of longing. So there's got some catalyst behind it. So FDA's market clearance for its mRNA device for some sleep apnea. So there is catalyst behind it and it's trading at the highs of the pre-market. So 650s, break of 650s will be interesting place to watch, guys. This could run unless it gets very crowded. So Xers on the gappers. 3 is the area I'm watching if it does start to break that. However, even if it does break it, I wouldn't feel comfortable if it doesn't break 310s. So we've got a zone of 3 to 310s. It could pop to 3s and 310s and then come back down. So and Vvos is already making its move. Axsm is gapping up, but it's just not continuing. So I will watch over 27s over VWAP if it decides to. But if it does come back up to 27s and if it starts to fail, then I will short it as well. So I'm looking both ways on these on AXSM. PXLW, not much of a volume pre-market, but it's got momentum. So it's been running for the last 2 days. I am a little bit short biased on it. We will see. And then RGC, I'm not too sure, guys. There's very low volume, but it's gapping down a big time. Not my favorite stock. So let's have a look. PFE, we've had this for a while. It's just a very stable upward move. Good momentum behind it. As it drops, it gets picked up and it gets bought up. Every time it pulls back 1 or 2 days, it gets bought up. So we might have a little bit of a correction on it. I am kind of expecting a correction, especially when it reverses from 50s. So it'll be interesting to watch. AMC, you know the drill, guys. AMC, we trade this every day, but today I'll be a bit careful. Monday, and it could be a slightly off the open. It might be a bit choppy on this, guys. So be very careful. If you can, wait 10 minutes today. That's what I'm gonna do. Morning, Jessica. How's it going? Nvda is a earnings play, guys. Extremely strong. It's already done huge move from 190s to 209s. It's a $10 move. It is breaking, I believe, all-time highs, at least for a while. So it's extremely strong. If it does pull back to 205s or 208s, and if it does give us a chance, maybe a good long on it, but slightly longer term. Mara is based off of Bitcoin, guys. So if Bitcoin starts to run, then we can trade Mara, Riot, and the others. M again, earnings play. Cisco earnings play, and KSS same earnings play. Fate for some reason has a really bad news and it's really sort of dropped from we're talking 73s to 60 somethings. So I'm expecting a little bit of a continuation on Fate to the downside. So I'm a bit short biased, but I would really like it to bounce back a little bit before it continues. So keep an eye on Fate. That's the watch list. Best of luck, guys. Take it easy. Monday it can be a little bit choppy, so make sure you wait for the right setups. Don't be in a rush to take any trades, especially today. For me, I will try to wait 10 minutes if I can. Usually I am able to wait, but we'll see. If something juicy pops up after 5 minutes, I will take it. before 5 minutes, definitely not. So the one to watch will be Vvos. That's off the gate basically. That's the one that's gonna produce something at least. Axsm. FLGC. Vvos might get a bit chop around on the break here. So as soon as it starts breaking, people will start to take some profits as it opens. But if it does start to break and start to continue, then yeah, we'll wait for the open. But I will still wait on this. It can be a little bit choppy, especially after this kind of move. But if it does pull back and holds, then we can look to long it later down the line. Right, guys, we have opened. Let's go. Best of luck, guys. Just keep an eye on Vvos. I expect a little bit of a chop here, a bit of a sell-off as well. If it does start to break 660s, it could run out, but the move, we'll see if it's stable. And so far, it looks like there's a bit of a chop there, yeah. So yeah, that's to be expected from it, guys. That's why we don't trade the open. Ooh, FLGC. Right, FLGC, where are you? Okay, from 12 to 1140s, and not too bad. There it goes. It's trying to sort of Now it did wash off of that highs, the initial sort of profit taking and reaction on the open didn't really do much when it comes to washing. So now 620s, if 6 or 620s, 6 between that zone holds over VWAP, I think this is strong. So if that doesn't hold, then we can reconsider our bias on it. So at the moment I'm sticking to longs on it. Right, that now is showing me some strength, guys. 650 is a bit early, otherwise Vvos. Okay, so still under that choppy range. It will be a good idea if you are going to take this, just wait for it, guys, until it starts breaking 660s, 65s, because yeah, it is showing sign of a little bit of a chop. I think it's a bit crowded. Usually it does sort of react to these kind of it'll be a little bit choppy before it starts to make its decision. Oh, PXLW, what's happening to this? Okay, this is from 495, not much of a move, but this could move though. Yeah, so PXLW is about to is popping, guys. It has some momentum behind it. It's just broken that 5 level and it's continuing. Volume is coming in. Interesting. Okay. Now VVOS, we have this range here, guys, 665 and 616s. So either way, if it doesn't break those ranges, it will be preempting a move. So we'll be careful on that. But the good thing is, as it washes, it doesn't continue. It's holding up. So that's a sign of a strength staying, the momentum still being there. Okay, 640s and we have 613s, 640s. Let's have a look. Quite a bit going on VVOS. On AMC, I don't like this, guys. This is a reversal, so keep an, if you're shorting this, be very careful. 3550s could hold. If it starts to reject off of that, then yes, there could be something, but that will still be early. Yeah, so 3550s, as you can see, is holding nicely around 45s. Yep. Where's the 3520s? Whew, look at that. What a move on AMC. It barely got to 3550s. Well, technically speaking, it did try to break that level. So yeah, it did fail off of a big time. So now it's yeah, that reversal isn't there anymore. In fact, this is a sign of a weakness. So we can look into shorting any pops on AMC, but it has to be confirmed by price action, guys. There you go. I really I was watching that 3550 area for us to give something, but no, it didn't. Vvos, that's why we wait, guys. This is the reason why we wait. Now 6 could still hold, guys. Still is quite a bit of a strength there. In fact, until this zone here, 585s, it could still bounce back. So don't rule it out yet. Okay, let's have a look. PFE 50s, 4985s. PFE, oh, there might be some chance here. PFE, guys. PFE looks interesting. Under 50, 50 got rejected. This will be a chase. 90s to 5010s, that's about 20 cents if you take it right now. I'm trying this, guys. 49 and 95s, 49.95s. Hold on. 550 under. Come down under 14. Okay, 49.98s. Okay, 49.99, guys. Now it's rejected. Okay, 49.99. I'm in. Right about stop is just over 50.11, guys. In fact, you can keep it at slightly above 15s, somewhere like that. But yeah, 49.99s. There we go. So, oh, really nice move. Okay, we want that continuation. On PFE, we haven't had really much of a follow through, but this one looks interesting. Really nice. Alright, so our stop actually, since it's moved 40 cents, our stop can just be 50.10, guys. Keep it nice and tight. Now, if it does want to come back, that just means we are getting into a chop again. In fact, just over 50 will be fine. I'm going to keep my stop just over 50, guys. Now, if it does close above 50, I'll cut it out. It needs to close above 50. It wouldn't take me out if it chops, if it ticks like that, wicks up. What I will wait for is the close above 50. See. Right. So we are short under 50 PFE. Did give us 40 cents. Just was quick. Too quick for us to take any partials. But if it does come back to 49.90s, if it starts to hold, that would be a really good sign for us shorts. LGC. Okay. Alright, so it's coming up to that 50 level, guys. As I said, if it does break that and starts trading above the 50, I'll come out if it's 50.05, 50.10s, whichever it is. Yeah, this price action is not very ideal, but we are leaning on that area where 50 held. So just wait up on that. Right, so Vvos is bouncing back. is coming back up. Now 60, as you can see, held nicely. 60 held nicely, but it's coming back to retest again. So it'll be a good idea to watch it. If it starts to hold and if it starts to creep back up to 640s, then it might get some momentum behind it. Right, PFE is looking interesting. That 50 held nicely. If this time it makes its move, hopefully that low will get taken out. So this was hopefully this is the last gap into breaking that 50 level. Now it's gonna just give up. So let's see, 49.60s is where we needed to break. In fact, just before that, guys, you might want to take some out as well, because we are still more than 2 to 1 on it on the first partial if it does get there. So let's keep it there. Quite chop. I expected this to continue, so I will be a bit careful on this, guys. As I said, I'm waiting for that 50 to break. I think we might have missed that bloody AMC. I was watching it earlier. Just a bit choppy though, it's not clean enough. That's the issue with it. The main watch was 35.50s, but no, we'll wait on it to give us better entry. Vvos, guys, is coming back up. There it goes. It might bring in some continuation here. Volume is coming in. Yeah, this is going for it, I think. So 640s and 6. So you've got about 50 cents stop on it though, if you want to be really conservative with it. 640s. I'm looking into longing some, guys. 649s I've got in. 649s. 649s. Just right at the highs. I know it's a bit of a chase, but well, I wanted to wait for the momentum to catch up. Right, so under 6 will be my stop on this. Now if it does break the 665s, I might add to it, depending on the price action. Here we go. Here we go. We want to attack that 650s. It's bringing a lot of volume. Okay, 660s need to break. Here we go. This could move. If it does start to break, it could move. And when it does, it might be very quick. Because watch the asks on it, guys. Watch the ask if it starts to give up. So far they are holding. And our PFE is not looking that great. PFE isn't looking that great because it did bounce back. This is kind of reversal. I just don't like it. Just gonna wait for that 50 to break, as I said. I will still lean on that 50, but seems like it wants to break it. It's got a good news. It's had a good news for the last month or so, or in fact years. uh, yes, I mean it did already gap up for that news. As you can see, we have a nice little gap. So I'm thinking that gap has already like priced in on it. So it wants. So the thing is with news, I do consider it as long as it's. I look at the price action and I give it a priority more than the news. Because you can't, once I start concentrating on the news, I become a bit biased. If my setup is there, I'll take it. If it does take me out, that's perfectly fine, and I wouldn't stop taking trades. Okay guys, I'm out. 507s, 507s. So this was the reversal here, this price action here, this was the reversal. So for the moment we're gonna let it go. Now if it does come back under 50, I will reconsider it. But this choppy price action, I just don't like it. It needs to show a bit of a clearance. Was our Vvos? That's not looking good. Vvos. Oopa. Okay, that's actually a rug pull. Right. Guys, under 6, around 590s, I'll come out of this. Seems like it's just given up. So, if it does come down under 6, I'm out. Under 6, I'll be out. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's some buyers coming in, stepping in, so I'm just gonna watch that 6 area, guys. Just the 6 area here. 589s. Okay, so buyers stepping in. No. Okay, I'm out, guys. No, I don't like it. 590, around 597s. Yeah, I've exited this whole thing, guys. I just wanted to wait under that 590s, but seems like this wash is holding up and it's getting ready for another big wash. Once that does that, then your hard stop is gonna get huge slippage. So I can't risk that. It's already shown a sign of weakness. It hasn't been able to break that high, and no way I'm gonna stay in this. It looks like a short, in fact, to be honest. Why is my anyways, that's better. Yeah, I'm out as well on Vvos. Now this could either be a hold, 6 hold, but more likely if it does continue down, there will be a bigger wash. So even if you're still here, be very careful, because this looks like a short for me. Yeah, big time. So we did enter a bit early. I entered with a chase position, but the confirmation entry would have been over 665s, obviously. But here's the thing: if it starts to hold 585s and starts to creep back up, later down the line, it might actually have that one of those quiet moves, and then it starts to move, right? So, I mean, at the moment, I wouldn't look at it in a long perspective. I wouldn't be looking for longs, as you can see. But later down the line, if it starts to come back up a VWAP, then there might be a chance there. So Mara just washed off 3880s to 37. What's happening to Mara? Is there news on Bitcoin? Trading. Let's have a look. Okay. And 32s, 1150s. Yeah, as I mentioned over here, that wash was just a sort of confirmation that it doesn't want to take out the highs. That's just it's just already decided that yes, I want to wash and I want to be weak for a while. So as long as it's trading under 6, especially under 585s, yeah, I will definitely think of it being weak. I was looking at Mara. It's looking like a nice little short right over here. So a nice little micro pullback short. 37.20s, 37. On these, the spread can be big as well, like 10-20 cents spread. But if you can catch the right timing, they move big. So keep an eye on that. Mara. 37.50s, 37. We've got a 30 cents stop there. 37.22s. 37.33s. Alright, it's bouncing back. Let's see if it does come back up to 37.50s, 60s, and see what it does. So on Mara, guys, I'm looking to short it with a around 30 cents stop. $37. I wanna see if this area holds, which it is all the moment. 37.40s. Trying to get a better price. 38s. 38s. Come on. 35. So I've got some 35s, guys. Just the average of the bid and ask. 35s. So with a stop of around the 37.60s. So quite a nice tight stop, guys. The only thing with this one is a huge bounce from its drop. That's usually the case after these kind. Okay, 37.54s. If it starts to reject from there, I might even add. Right, guys, that's a good sign. If it closes like that, it's a good sign. So around 37.60s is our stop, guys, on this. So under 37.50s. Come on, Mara. 37.40s. Okay, 44s. 40s. Got some in as well, guys. Some more in. I added a little bit. Around 36. I wanted to get 40s, but I couldn't, so 36 is fine. Still, my stop is there. 37.60s. 37.60s. Alright, here we go. 37. We need that 37 to break, guys. However, the BTC is bouncing, so alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's go 36.70s, 80s. Okay, here we go, here we go. 36.84s. 90s, 88s. 36.90s. Come on, come on. Break the 36.60s. 87s. Okay, we want that drop to 36.60s, and then we can look into taking some out. You can take some out, 36.80s as well, 85s, and then keep your stop over the swing highs. There's no point in keeping it on the break even at the moment, but I'm expecting it to drop 36.60s around that area. I will take some out. So on Vvos, guys, what we are seeing here is a crowded stock. So this one, if it does move, guys, I don't expect too much from it, because usually if the stock is really crowded, even after the breakout, it will just not have that much of a momentum as you would get on a squeeze, especially if it's a low float. We've got a 22 million shares on it, the float, which isn't that low, but it's still on the low side though. But yeah, on this one, because it's crowded, guys, don't expect too much. If it does create a trend, it might be a more stable trend like this, not like one of those squeezes. Just bear that in mind. That 36.80s area bounce, there's a bit of a volume there. 37, 36, 37.60s. I've got a 25-cent stop on it. Now for Mara, 25-cent stop is pretty much nothing when it does move, when the Bitcoin is in play. So definitely, if I do get a winner on this, it's gonna be in dollars, not in cents. So we are gonna wait up on the Mara, guys. Just be patient. Typical Mondays. What can you say? Typical Mondays. .9 PXLW. Ooh, PXLW. By the way, PFE, all bets are off. Look at this move. I mean, this reversal actually, you know, that was it. That's probably the low of day. This thing, it just keeps. I am so tempted to short this every day, but I don't. Sometimes I would, like today, if it does give us a nice setup. But I've been avoiding shorts on it almost every day, looking at this. The reason being is there's a lot of big money behind it. There's huge amount of investors every time it pulls back, especially as you can see on the daily. This is what you call a stable momentum stock, or a parabolic, a stable parabolic. It's not one of those that actually does 1 or 2 days massive move and it crashes. No. And also obviously PFE, we've got a really strong foundation, fundamentals behind it. But this is what it looks like if you want to see a nice little parabolic stable move. Right, guys, Mara, I am getting ready because it's bouncing back up to our entry, just over our entry right about now. Right, just getting ready to get out, guys, because this seems like a bounce as well. 63s here, guys. I'm out. So yeah, it just didn't continue. I don't mind giving like 25-30 cents on Mara for a potential of $2-3. Usually that's the case on these trades. If it does come down now, there's no setup because the momentum, this trade was basically for that. As you can see, guys, it did give us a little bit, but that wasn't enough. So and again, Mara and Riot, those are based off of Bitcoin, guys. If Bitcoin starts to bounce, then they're gonna start to bounce. Doesn't matter what the momentum is. Right, guys, so today, just to recap, I am doing a quick recap, early recap, because I believe I've hit my 3 reds, consecutive reds. That's the important. Okay, Vvos is coming up, guys. Vvos, that volume here probably is the deciding factor. This price action here, 630s. Just don't. That's the thing with this one is I don't expect too much. 620s to 580s, 40 cents. I'm gonna try Vvos as again one last time with small. Guys, remember it's 40 cents stop. You know, just adjust your stop according to that. 621, guys. It's still early, but I will add to it as it start breaking out. I got 621s. And if it starts to break that 633s and 650s, I might add to it depending on how it breaks it. So I'm long a Vvos 621 with a stop under the lows, guys. That will be my last trade if it does hit my stop loss. If it does, that gives me a red, then yeah, that'll be it. With that, I will have, I believe, 3 reds. But I usually stop after 3 reds. This one wasn't much of a loser for me. Honestly, this one almost like felt like a break even for me. So you know, 50 to 50 or sevens, that's about 7 cents. So I wouldn't consider that my red. That's not even 0.2 R for me, minus 0.2 R. So technically speaking, I had 3 reds, yes, but that's not actually a proper loser. I mean, the one that I actually expect. So there we go, there we go, there we go. Boom! Caught you, son of a gun. Caught you. Guys, I did have, unfortunately, I didn't mention, but around 640s, I had some ads on the break of 630s. I got a bit of a slippage on it, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. Around 640 average. We caught you. Okay, now if it does, the plan with this one is quite strong, guys. I don't want to be biased, but at least towards 7 would be the first exit if you want it. But after it opens, guys, I want to see how it reacts to the open. If it does gap up big, then I will take it out. If it doesn't gap up big and it starts to attack 7s, I'll wait for it for my first partial. So we are in a good position with Vvos, guys. So what time did it hold? Just about 15, 12, 15, 11. So 15, 16s, around 15, 16s, it will open up. Did you guys manage to get back in on it? You guys didn't manage to get back in on it at all? See, that's what happens normally. If you do have the first loser, then the second loser, you are completely biased. Like, it's so hard to take the second trade, but if I've seen it over years that if you start looking at it that way, if you it just means that you are actually concentrating on the outcome, which is basically P&L. If you do concentrate on the process, on your setup, and if you have driven a data from your setups or your strategies, and if it does show you a little bit of an edge, it should give you confidence enough to take trades as it happens without putting emotional pressure on you, right? Later down the line, if I have time, I want to talk about psychology part of trading, one aspect of it which is really, really important. If you guys can remind me, sometimes I forget, which maybe in this situation it's very viable, I think, very valid talk. So yeah, once this trade is over, I might be done with it and I can talk about it, guys. Okay, let's have a look at eBay. What's eBay doing? So washed off. What is that? 73.20, 71.80s. MVST. Nope. ALF's bouncing. Ooh, okay, this one is already given up. ZERX, this one I was already short biased on it anyways. So yeah, it's already given up. Axsm already. Okay, here we go, guys. V8. Right, get ready. 702s. Right, get ready to take some out. 97s, guys. I took a little bit off, not too much, around 97s. Yeah, 97s. Just wait for it to break that sevens. Sevens are breaking. Huge number of asks. Okay, getting taken out. Another halt coming, maybe. Maybe not. But it's strong, guys. 706. All right, that's good. 710s need to break. Come on, 710s. 710s. Okay, it's the 7 is holding nicely. So what you can do is keep your stop so you don't lose on the really big reversal down. If it does rug pull, keep it in between. Or if you have taken only this trade or 630s, 625s, just keep it on break even. So yeah, you want to definitely bring your stop to break even somewhere. For me, it will be lower on the initial entry below the VWAP area. It is holding up nicely, guys. If it does start to attack that 7 again, then yeah, we are looking for another nice move. But we don't want is a massive wash and then follow through after that. So far looking good, guys. So far looking a-okay. Okay, so that's we want that area 675s to hold. Right, guys, over 702, 703s, I'm gonna start to add 703s. If it does give me 703s, I will add. If the add will be the one that I've taken out. As long as it's holding that 660, 660s, 65s, even 650s, I'm okay with that. Okay, so its rejection off of that 7 was slightly heavier than I expected. Now with this wash, I'll be a bit careful on the add, guys. So on the add over 703s isn't there anymore for me. It was there here, but that momentum hasn't actually had follow through in it. So yeah, I'm not going to be adding over 7 anymore. So that add was a really quick one, guys. If certain times if the momentum is there, the price will have a little very tiny pullback and continue for another big move. Usually those moves can last. AMC guys looks like a nice short here, 36 under, 35.90. I am gonna try AMC under 36 guys right about now. I've got in 36.90. There we go. Stop is just over 36 guys. Very, very tiny stop. Extremely tiny stop. And the target is VWAP guys. At least that's how I'm gonna manage it. You can keep, you don't have to have a target on this because AMC does run around 35.60s guys. 55s I will take some out. If it starts to hold, I will take everything off as well. But if it starts to break the VWAP, I will keep some in there because AMC does move when it starts to break that VWAP. So let's that's a really beautiful entry, 36.90s and pretty much 15 cents stop guys. Ooh, wow, okay, Vvos. I'm out guys. Vvos does not look normal. This is a this is a massive rug pull guys. That's no good. I'm out on the last batch around very close to break even, just a little bit of a loser on that. But yeah, that's a massive move. So yeah, it didn't actually have that momentum that I thought it was gonna have because of this move here. So there's a lot of pressure to the downside. So I am done with this guys. It's just too choppy. There's no follow through. I think it's a bit too crowded anyways. So on this one I have a slightly red on it. So I'm okay with that guys. Just a slight red on it. Thank goodness to this this partial. And we have AMC running from 35.90s. So 35.60s, 55s, I will take some out guys. This is looking good guys. Our stop is just about 15 cents. Initial risk was 15 cents from 35.90s to 36.03s, 05s. And that's the one running at the moment. And we had PFE, which I will consider kind of like a break even. I just didn't like that price action, so I got out early on this. I was mentioning if it does start to break 50s, start trading above it, then I will get out. So it's around 50.05s, 04s actually. So very small loser on it, from 5 to 6 cents, 7 cents. So I would not even consider that as a loser. And then what else did we have? We have Mara Red, about 25 cents on it guys. Mara Red, 25 cents. So -1R. PFE probably 0.25 Rs. And then we had this bad boy. So that's 1R. Let me have a look. So we've got so on this one I have minus 0.5 R guys. Around, I mean it's not 0.5 R. There we go. Minus 0.5 R. Sorry, not 0.5. Not 0.5. we have point 0 minus 0.5. There you go. And then we will wait for a AMC. Okay, 3580s, 81s. Okay, come on AMC. 5s. Okay, it's bouncing back. Ooh, it's strong. 3590s. Let's see what it does around 36. This right here. Right guys, AMC, if it does break that 35.95, I will come out of it. So 35.95, I will be out of it. I'm bringing down the stop to around 4 cents. So if I do get stopped out on this, that'll be really minimal, like minus 0.4 R or something like that. We're gonna keep an eye on AMC, guys. It's still our it's still looking good. I mean, especially now when it got back up to 35.90 is our entry, and it started to reject from there. That actually gave us a nice little area to put our stop now, to lean our stop on. So that's looking good. In this case, guys, I want to take my first partial on that zone here, that just before VWAP, and I will have a runner on it. So 50% will be off here, and then I'll have a runner on it if it does give us a chance. So that's the plan with the MC. And what else do we have? Okay, it looks like it wants to take us out. Okay, I'm out, guys. I'm out. Right over here. 94s, 95s. I'm out. Although it's looking like 36 rejected badly, that might have been a bad exit, guys. That just might have been a bad exit. But yeah, I'm out. Ooh, this is like freaking what is it? Minus 0.4 R, something like that. I did have some extra shares there, that's why it's 4 R. Even though it's actually minus 4 cents. Around that. So AMC, I'm completely out with a minus 4 R. Lovely. That's it. Mondays, typical Mondays for me, guys. I do expect this, especially on Mondays, once in a while. Right. So let's see the damage here. Okay. 0.5. Okay, that's that. So today's result is not actually minus 3R, it's less than that. So let's have a look. First trade was Vvos minus 5R. The total trade, basically the first trade was this was a chase trade, so it was quite small because it was over 50 cents risk. So that's why it was quite small. So that in itself is like minus 1R. And then we had this this entry long 620s and 640s. So some was taken out. I wish I had taken off more than that. It was like around 30%. If I had taken 50% off, that would have been really much better result than that. But overall, the whole two trades brings us down to minus 0.5R. So that's the total result for that. And then we had, I believe we had Mara. Now Mara, guys, is around 1R, minus 1R for me. Minus 1R. Boom. Okay. And look at Mara now. Look at Mara. Anyways, that's that trade here is minus 1R. And then we had AMC around minus 4R. So I've got minus 2R today. Not too bad. It's fine. Usually I will stop around minus 3Rs, but that's okay. It's Monday. I don't want to really sort of push my luck. That's what I would say. Right. Anyways, before I go, I wanted to really talk about one very important aspect of trading, which is it comes under psychology part of trading. I just want to have a discussion or talk about it because I don't write things down, or I'm not an educator where I have bullet points to cover and things like that. That's why I might explain it in a very really unusual way, but I just on top of my head, whatever comes out, I'll explain what I think. Now, what I wanted to talk about was, for example, being emotional on a trade, especially if you have a loser or a winner. Those emotions come from our foundation, the way we believe things. For example, everybody believes before they go into a trade, they have certain beliefs about the trade. Some people go into a trade thinking that they know what's going to happen. Some people go into a trade where they have a feel for it. They have gut feeling, things like that. Some people might have other reasons, but most common reason I found is I've done the work. This is happening. This is my edge. This is what I think is going to happen, and thus it's going to give me a winner. So I'm going into this trade because it's almost like I've guaranteed myself a winner. That's the mentality when we go into a trade. Now the problem with that is it completely messes up your system, right? You're already biased. You already think that you know what the market's going to do, what the stock is going to do. Yes, we do analyze the stocks. We do look at everything to bring up a conclusion, right? But that doesn't actually mean that we have an edge in anticipating the market move. No. Edge is not about anticipating the market move, guys. Stock move. Edge is about your system overall in general. Out of 50 trades, average of those trades is your edge. Okay. So what we need to understand is, if you start to look at one single trade and start to bring in your emotions for the next trade, that's gonna mess up your edge big time, even if you have edge, right? Okay. Exactly. That's my point here, guys. We have to understand that the next move is random. You know, there's no way somebody can tell me that, oh, next move is gonna be winner or loser. Like this, it's impossible. It's because the market participants are complete random. Um, there were times back in the old days, like 40, 50 years ago, there was a point where you could actually anticipate the market move, genuinely anticipate the market move, if you were in that environment, like floor traders or people who with big investment, big money, they could actually move certain things. But now we're in the pro in an era where everybody's involved. We've got algorithmic trading. We've got big, massive investment funds, hedge funds, retail traders. You know, the meme traders, whatever it is. There's so many participants. We have to accept the fact that the market move is random, right? Now you might say that, well, if you think that market move is random, so why are you trading? On how are you making it? If you if it's random, what's your edge, right? My edge is basically not off one trade or one setup. My average is overall, in general. If you look at big picture, my setup, my system, my strategies, the whole business plan itself, that I have an edge on. Hope you understand what I'm saying. It's it's always I'm always going back into my business plan or the strategy after like 50 trades. I will analyze my 50 trades or 40 trades, and I will always adjust things in a small fractions to keep that edge, right? So if I start to think about the randomness in the market, then I don't have that much emotions left anymore. Because if I go into a market thinking the next trade will either be a, not even think about losing or winning, just following that system, following that edge of yours, which you have tested out in the 30, 40, 50 trades in the past, and it actually gave you the edge uh, um, on the average of those trades. So you will start to think of it in a different way. The emotions will not come as much as it would when you actually look into trade by trade basis, right? That's the whole idea, guys. For this, we have to try to change our mentality going into the market. We must understand the fact that nobody can tell what the market is going to do next, right? I mean, if big boys can't tell, we can certainly not, right? So we must accept the fact that that's the truth, right? The randomness in the market. Once we get to that position where we have already accepted it, everything else becomes less emotional, because everything is derived from a perception or expectation of a trade. For example, if I expect this trade to, let's say I have 10 trades losers, right? 10 trades losers. 11th trade, don't tell me that's going to be a completely different, uh, that's not going to be a completely different trade to my 10 trades. Because if I start putting my emotions on the 11th trade, which it will, because I will say to myself, well, 10 trades have been losers, 11th has to be a winner, right? That's when things go wrong. That's when it doesn't have to be a winner. The 11, 12, 13 doesn't have to be. I had trades where I've constantly had small losers, but that's like 10, 12 consecutive ones. But I'm talking really, really small ones. But that one trade I took, or two trades I took, wiped out the whole series of those 10 trades, right? Because I managed to take that trade. Now, if I had a lot of emotions behind it, I'm not saying I don't, I'm completely sort of free of him. No, no way. But I go into the market or into a trade a bit more technically, systematically, and relying on my uh, edge and system. And I do trust my system, right? If one doesn't work, the next one, the next one. I'll keep on taking as long as there's a setup, right? That's where the edge is, guys, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about the emotions getting involved in trades. If you are starting early, maybe it will not make sense to you, but hopefully one day you will come to a point where you will realize that there's a lot of emotions in your trades, especially if you have few losers or few winners. Both are dangerous. Then trying to fix it before it gets out of hand, guys. That's when account blow up happens. To me as well, few accounts are blown. Um, exactly the same sort of situation, by having 2 3 losers and thinking that the next one has to be a winner and piling up on it, right? Or having 2 3 winners or really good days or weeks, and then that next day you're too overconfident and ego comes in and you just don't want to have that loser because you've been doing so well, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. I remembered it over the weekend, about psychology, and I was also reminding myself as well. Sometimes, we feel like we need to be told as well ourselves. So I go back to my notes or things like that, just to sort of awaken myself, because we can easily go into that, you know, out of zone, um, sort of, what do you call that? Anyways, I can't find, but you know what I mean, guys. Yeah. So this is exactly what you guys could work on going into a market or a trade, without thinking about winners or losers. Just come to the market, accept the fact that markets are random, the randomness of the market, and pull that trigger if your setup says so. Right? There we go. That's what I want. Any questions on that, guys? By the way, Vvos, I feel like there's a short here, especially if it does go under 6, definitely. PFE, ooh, PFE, now you decide to move. Right, so is that it, guys? Yeah. Mark Douglas. Yeah, of his books. I have read quite a few times. Really, really good books. Actually, I recommend them. So if you do want to work on your psychology, I definitely recommend his books. Mark Douglas. Both books are amazing. I don't. I mean, I'll check the YouTube out. Wonder what's it called? Think like a professional. Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's always good to check these things out, guys. It's a reminder as well, isn't it? Awesome stuff. I'm in London time zone, so it's afternoon for me. So I basically come to the office around 1 p.m. London time, 1 p.m. And then I start working on the watch list, news, anything, just getting myself basically prepared. That's about 1 hour and a half before the open. I normally don't want. So what I do is I used to come just about 45 minutes, half an hour before, but now I have to come in a bit early because of YouTube, the streaming. I need to get it ready and things like that, and that I just don't want to rush things at the end. I want to be, making sure that I am ready just before stream. So yeah, 1:30 I come to the office, start everything, get ready, create watch lists, and start preparing myself. Sometimes too much preparation is also not good. I used to come like 2 hours before, but then by the time the market opened, I'm already I'm like I need like I have to keep on topping up my coffee, otherwise I'll be sleeping because I have worked out my mind so much before it. So um, you want to work enough um, just to get. That's when the reputation. The reputation of uh, like constantly doing exactly the same thing over and over again um, helps a lot. So if you can keep everything repetitive. I know it's boring, but that way it makes it slightly easier for your mind to actually stay fresh. AMC. Um, that's why we have stops, guys. That's exactly why we have stops. Yeah, 100%, Andrew. Routine, even if it's a bad routine, what you will find is if you start constantly doing it, then you will start to basically make it better and better, and it starts to become much easier. One of my mentor used to say is uh, once the trading starts to become boring, that's when you know you've made it. So think about it. That requires a lot of repetition and routine. And now you start doing everything routine based, that eventually will start to become boring, and that's a good situation to be in. um, and PFE. Right, guys. If there's no other questions, I will end the stream here. It's been fun today. Mondays, it's usually the same routine over and over. Not expecting too much, and also just being a bit careful on the trades. A lot of trades today would have gone bad. So it's not about what you have traded and what you have won. It's about what you have avoided as well. That's actually a much bigger part of trading. A lot of people don't realize that. But if I can avoid potential losers, um, then yeah, I'm way ahead. The problem with that is I can't really sort of find a data for it, or track data on it properly, just like I would with the trades that I've taken. But what I normally do is, say for example, if I look at this chart and if I find something interested in it, even though if I haven't traded, let's have a look if I can find something. Let's say the PXLW, right? I find this chart interesting, the pattern on it or whatever it is. Take a snapshot of it. Right, that's the best way. Take a snapshot and write things on it, your thoughts on the chart itself. Now, when you do come back to it, let's say after a few months, you will still remember that chart. Well, that's the way I work anyways. I'm more of a visual person. Once I see a chart with some notes on it, I'm like, yep, that's the one, right? So that's definitely a good habit to have. Everything you see interesting, just take a snapshot of it. And don't just take a snapshot, revisit them every other week or something like that. Right, I'm looking at if something is. Alright guys, take it easy. I've got -2R today. That's the recap of the day. That's the result. I'm okay with that for a Monday. And hopefully, last week was really nice, especially Friday. We managed to catch, what was it? AMC? I think Jay caught it with me as well. AMC. Look at this trade, guys. It's just beautiful. So first trade, just about, small loser here. And then second trade, we have huge, like that was +5R or something like that, more than 5 or 6 Rs, something like that. So there could be you know, if I do hit that 45%, 43%, I know that in the long run I am ahead. So that's what I take every day from it. Anyways, guys, take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow in the live room. Have a good one. Stay safe out there.